I tell you, I come from a beautiful place, Alberta, Canada. We think of Banff and Lake Louise. I've been to some beautiful places in the world, including Davos, Switzerland, when we covered the World Economic Forum. But I have to say, walking around the grounds of this hotel and country club and golf club in Dundrum, Ireland, it's achingly beautiful. It reminds me of the poem by the Japanese haiku writer Basho, who said, even in Kyoto, hearing the cuckoo cry, I long for Kyoto. Even when he was there, he missed it. And that's how I felt walking through this. It's an impossible beauty, and you ache for it. And even though I've never been here before, and even though I'm here now, I feel nostalgic for it. Your family once owned this, and I can only imagine the love you feel for this place.
Yeah, I have. They're nice words, by the way, because I have a huge connection with this, with the grounds here, with the house itself. I grew up here pretty much. My parents bought this place when I was born. The year I was born, 1978, and they opened it up as a hotel 3 years later. So it's been in my life from a very early age, and all of my family, we worked and lived, pretty much lived here. My parents worked very, very hard to keep it open as a beautiful hotel. My dad established the grounds as a golf course during that time as well. Yeah, it was our lives.
I heard that it used to be a place where weddings would, and the grounds are spectacular, picturesque. I could imagine every weekend there would be a wedding here.
Oh yeah, weddings were huge here because yeah, obviously aesthetically beautiful, but also there was always a great sense of family within the walls of Dundrum House. All the people who worked there, it was wonderful to grow up there.
And from what I heard, it was not just a meeting place and a beautiful place aesthetically, but it was a hub of economic activity, jobs, not just jobs for people on the grounds, but little contracts in town.
Yeah, hugely. Like, so you would have been talking about the 80s and the 90s. The 80s were a time where people didn't actually have a huge amount. People were happy, but didn't have a whole lot. Community was really, really important, really, really strong. We were there for each other. Everybody who worked there, were able to raise their families from that. Lots of us went through college, earning our keep there. There was always, I don't think anyone would disagree with the fact that people who worked there, we all felt like family. Like, look, there's always ups and downs in any situation, but I have to say, I learned so much from being part of Dundrum House Hotel as it was.
Now it feels disconnected. Now there's secrecy, not family. Now there's backroom deals with the government, no scrutiny, no open house. We saw the owner speed in today, didn't stop, hasn't made himself available, is taking this beautiful place and is wringing it out for money, selling selling it not to the local community but selling it to the politicians for their own uses for mass immigration. How do you feel about that?
Deeply disappointed, deeply, deeply disappointed with what's going on nationwide. Um, we are just one of many communities dealing with this. This place here, Dundrum House, has still got huge potential to provide jobs for our community, to provide a place for people to come and stay and enjoy themselves and go back and tell other people about it. Dundrum is a beautiful, beautiful place. I love it very much. Um, it's very sad that the government are doing this to the people of Ireland, that we have to stand here for weeks on end. It's it feels like an invasion of sorts. We're not getting a chance to have our say. We feel very disempowered, and that is a crazy, crazy place to be. Um, it's hard to believe. Yeah. It's hard to believe that Dundrum House is going through this change, um, and as I said, it's nationwide. There's many communities being affected by this, and we need to be heard. We all have a voice here, and we should be heard. It's very, very important.
But why? Why would it be sold out? Is it just about money? Is there another force at work? Why would the government be doing this? This is such a picturesque and historical area. The Rock of Cashel. There's there's history and culture and language and community and continuity, and suddenly the whole population of Dundrum is being tripled by people we don't even know who they are. I don't understand it. Why is this happening?
Well, look, I don't know if that's a question for me. I don't know if that's even something that we can answer right now. Ultimately, there are decisions being made,
By
and
whom?
well, they're made up in government. Um,
Are they even being made in Ireland?
Again, I don't know that that's a question for me right now because it's so huge. You know,
Has
it's
your family's? I'll move away from the political questions. I understand that that's not your area of expertise. Your expertise is this place. You grew up here. You worked here. This was your home and your personal home and your communal home. What does the rest of your family think about this? What does the rest of the community? What do people in Dundrum think about this? Is it split or is it overwhelming? Are people afraid to speak out lest they be called racist or something?
Well, definitely at the beginning, there was a huge element when we started this protest. The word racist was being used, or far right, or whatever.
What does even
And
that mean?
I know, well, look, ultimately, they're just words that are probably put out there to suppress us, keep us down, keep us quiet. Um, which is, it's very important that we have a freedom of speech, that we get to say how we feel. I think there is nothing at all wrong with the fact that we stand here for our community. We have genuine concerns. You mentioned about population and we've a relatively small population here, and it will be doubled, quite possibly in time. Um, I don't know that we're ready for that. I don't know that we have the services in place for that. We're already under immense
Now,
pressure.
let me ask you one last question. You grew up here, so did your whole family. Is there any sense that it's possible to take this back, to take this hotel back? It's got so much potential, I've got to say, just as a prospective tourist. Like, this is such a gem. Instead of transforming it into a refugee camp, I've got to think that there's some tycoon or maybe just a group of people who buy it back. Is that a possibility or am I dreaming?
Well, I'm dreaming that same dream. I would so love, as I'm sure many others would, to see Dundrum House Hotel being run as it is meant to be, to provide, as I already said, for the community in the way it was a place for people to come together. Whether it was a wedding or whether it was a funeral, it was a place where people would come together. There has been amazing times spent in there. You know, People have so many stories. So many stories. It's endless. And for it would be a dream come true for it to serve in that way again in the future. It would be a dream. It would be a dream.